What is up, guys? So for months now, we've been wanting to see our first look at the Flash's new costume in Season 6. There was a whole photo shoot for the Arrowverse with Entertainment Weekly. In this photo shoot, we saw a couple images of the new costume where we actually saw the new suit, but the entire time, and in the video they shot for the photo shoot, he wasn't wearing his cowl. But now in this image that was released for a TV line exclusive, we see the first look at the full Flash Season 6 costume. Now this is not a very good angle to determine what the actual costume along with the cowl will 100% look like, but we can determine from the angle we do get at least a little bit of what I think my overall opinions about this costume as a whole will be. I think that based off this image, it looks it's a lot better than the Season 5 costume. The main concern with the Season 5 costume was the cowl. It had no chin strap, which looked really stupid for the most part. Also, the cowl looked like it was made out of something that cost like $15 to make, so overall that was the problem with the cowl. Also, in the first cowl, the lightning bolt stripes touched each other, which looked so weird. Like they went into each other instead of going out to the eyes. Overall, I don't understand what they were doing with the cowl. It looked so stupid, especially when compared to all the cowls we've gotten so far. Like the first cowl looked a little weird, but it was still fine. But ever since then, we've gotten a great cowl, which I'm guessing isn't very comfortable to wear, but it still looks very, very good. So that was the main concern with this costume. But now we've gotten our first look at the cowl, and I gotta say, it looks pretty good. And finally, after a full season of The Flash just looking ridiculous, and when I say The Flash, I don't mean the show, I mean the character himself. He looked ridiculous in Season 5 without the chin strap. The chin strap is finally back in the first episode of Season 6, and because of that alone, I think this costume is way better than the second Season 5 costume, and infinitely better than the first Season 5 costume, as those suits, especially the first one, looked ridiculous, mostly, or at least a large majority, because of the chin strap. And now that it's back, I think this costume already looks a lot better. The chin strap just completes the whole thing. I think that the Flash in Season 5 just looked ridiculous. Whenever you saw, like, he was looking at the camera in that direction, or even not in that direction, in any real direction, it just looked really, really weird. I don't know if it's just because I became accustomed to seeing him with a chin strap or not. I don't know, because when we saw Oliver Queen wearing the suit without the chin strap, it looked fine. It didn't really look like the chin strap was missing. Maybe it's because of the actor's jawlines or something. Maybe Stephen Amell's jawline looks okay without the chin strap in a suit, while Grant Gustin's doesn't. I don't know why. I don't know what the reason why it looks so weird, but it did, so I'm glad the chin strap is finally back. Now, we kind of already knew that the chin strap would be returning, and I don't think that the chin strap was the only problem with the Season 5 cowl. I think that it was half of the problem. The other thing was the actual cowl itself. Not even looking at the chin strap, the cowl was made out of such a crappy material from like the aesthetic, and also the way it connected to the costume was so weird and lazy. From the back, it looked like it wasn't connected at all, which made the entire cowl look really bad. So I think not even looking at the chin strap, the rest of the cowl needed to be fixed as well, and based off this photo, I think it has been. So there's a couple things to talk about this cowl. First of all, the material, which, like I said, was a big problem with the Season 5 costume cowl, and this one just looks a lot better. It seems like it's made out of the exact same material as the rest of the suit, which I think looks pretty cool. The rest of the suit very much connects to the front of the cowl, even though the top of the cowl seems like it's made out of a different material, and there's a cutoff point there, which I think looks cool here, but I don't know how that will look on screen. It kind of looks like he's wearing another mask on top of his cowl, which, like I said, looks pretty cool here on screen. I don't know how that will look. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But in the front, I do really like how the suit connects to the actual cowl, to the same material that's made out of, to the same material the suit is made out of. And also, it seems like in the back, the cowl is directly connected to the suit, which I don't think has been the case in any cowl so far. So in that regard, I think that it is kind of an upgrade from every cowl we've seen so far. And it's really just in that regard. I don't really know if this cowl will look as good as the original, not original, but the second cowl he's had since one of the first episodes of Season 1. I think like from the second third of Season 1 all the way to the end of Season 4, he had the same cowl, which looked great. Probably not very comfortable for Grant Gustin and pretty hard to put on, but it looked really, really good. I don't know if this cowl will be as good as that one, but I think it's different, and I think that it's unique, and I think it's way better than the costume in Season 5, and I also think the way it connects to the suit is probably better than every costume we've seen so far, or I mean every cowl. One thing fairly noticeable about this cowl that's different from every cowl we've gotten so far is the earpiece. The earpiece up until this point has been a lightning bolt, the logo of the Flash, which is not the case in the comics, at least not originally. It was more of a wing shape, and this is what they're going for in this cowl. The actual earpiece is changed from a lightning bolt to this, although it kind of looks like a lightning bolt, it is more comic book accurate to what the actual earpiece looked like, which is this kind of a wing shape, kind of like Captain America, kind of like the 90s Flash, but also more like a lightning bolt, but it definitely looks very different. Now, I like the lightning bolt change. I like the fact that the earpieces were shaped like his logo. I think it looked pretty cool, and I don't know about this change. It definitely looks more comic book accurate, but I don't know, again, I just don't know how it will look on screen, and I don't know if it was a necessary change to the cowl. Maybe it'll look cool, maybe it won't. From this angle, I can't really tell, but I just think that is definitely something I should note. And I should probably also mention that you could tell based off this image, based off the shadow behind the earpiece on the cowl, it's clear that the earpiece will stick out a lot more than the original lightning bolt earpiece he's had since the very beginning, which again, I should mention, I just don't know how that will look on screen. I feel like if it sticks out more when he's facing the camera, it could look pretty weird, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see if that is the case. So, my final thoughts about this costume, I think that it is very, very good. I like the lightning bolt design. I think that the actual cowl and the chin strap looks really cool from the angle I could see it in. The new earpieces, don't know how that will look, but I doubt it will compromise the suit too much like the cowl did in the last season. So yeah, this is a big improvement over the previous suit where the Flash for a while, for an entire season, just looked ridiculous. The actual character looked really weird. I feel like now going to season 6, based off this image, that will no longer be the case, and the actual character will look pretty cool, as the costume is a very big improvement over the season 5 suit, and a huge improvement, like an immensely huge improvement over the original season 5 costume, which both of them were bad, while this one is good. That being said, while this is probably my second favorite costume of the Flash, the fact that it is the most recent and not the best is kind of something that we shouldn't really be seeing. The season 4 costume was perfect. I think it was amazing. Even with the zipper, I still think that it was perfect. The color of the red, the design of the lightning bolts, the shape of the cowl. I can't imagine how it wouldn't be comfortable for Grant Gustin, and I feel like that's the reason they, number 1, got rid of the chin strap, and number 2, are not going back to that costume because it looks very uncomfortable at parts, but I think that overall, visually, it looks so much better than any costume the show has ever had, and that's why I think season 4 itself is a better looking season than any other season. It's definitely not the best season. It's definitely the most controversial season of The Flash, but I think visually it is the best. So it's definitely disappointing that the most recent costume is not as good as the 4th most recent costume, which was the season 4 costume, which again I think is perfect. Hopefully this new costume can look good. Hopefully that it will end up being my second favorite costume, but I highly doubt it will ever be my favorite costume. And you know, if it was the first costume we've ever saw in The Flash, even if it was the season 4 costume, I probably would have thought it was the best costume The Flash has ever had, and I probably wouldn't have thought that it could get better, but I have something to compare it to. I have something that's better than it to compare it to, so this costume is very, very good, but the fact that it's not the best and it's the most recent is definitely just a little bit disappointing. I think they just could have taken the season 4 design, put it in this fabric, which seems to be a lot more comfortable. No need for a zipper. The cowl could have stayed the same as it is here, and then I think it would have looked a lot better and probably would have ended up being my favorite costume on the show. But the design here, it's just not as good. It's still very good, but not as good, at least from this angle. So this costume at this point is my second favorite costume, but hopefully maybe when we see it on screen, maybe it could look a lot better. Maybe the Flash can move around more in the suit, which I thought would be the case in season 5. It was not, but maybe in this one it will be. Maybe on screen the design will pop more. Hopefully that's the case, and hopefully this costume will end up being a very good costume for the Flash. So anyway, let me know what your thoughts are about this costume in the comments down below. Do you think that it's better than the season 4 costume? Do you think it's not as good? What do you think about the new earpiece, the fact that the chin strap is back, and what the new cowl looks like and how it connects to the new suit? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you like this video and want to see more videos on The Flash Season 6 and other Arrowverse content, then definitely leave a like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.